Haynes, we are live.
Good morning. I would like to call the Calbright Executive Committee special meeting to order on Thursday, February the 3rd at 9 a.m. And before the meeting gets started, I'd like the board liaison to review the meeting procedures and protocols. Terry, we can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Oh, sorry about that. Good morning and thank you for joining us. I am Terry Lucas, board liaison at Calbright College. You can follow our meeting agenda on BoardDocs. The link can be found on our website, calbright.org, under People, Board of Trustees. For attendees who wish to make public comment, please use the Q&A feature to address the board for up to 3 minutes. Public comment could be used to address today's agenda. A reminder that this board meeting is being recorded. Thank you.
Thank you. Would you please call the roll?
Hildegarde Aguinaldo.
Present.
Amy Costa. Tom Epstein.
Here.
Jolena Grande.
Present.
Pam Haynes.
Here.
Jennifer Perry. And Bill Rawlings.
Present.
We have a quorum, President Haynes.
Thank you. Before we go into closed session, I want to know if there's any discussion on the order of the agenda. Seeing none, then we're going to proceed. We're going to move to closed session. We have 2 items on the closed session agenda. The first one is public employee appointment. That is a senior advisor to the president, interim chief financial officer. And then item 2, public employment, chief product officer. Is there any public comment on the closed session items?
There is no public comment, President Haynes.
Thank you. Then we expect to return from closed session in approximately 30 minutes. So I'll see you.
We are live, President Haynes.
All right, thank you. So we are back into open session. The executive committee appointed Jeff Bell as the senior advisor to the president, effective immediately. It was a unanimous vote. The executive committee also unanimously voted to appoint Ranjita Singh as the chief product officer effective March the 7th, 2022. The board will be voting on her employment contract with Calbright as part of the February 16, 2022 meeting. So I'm now going to item 3.1, which is the interim chief financial officer. The executive committee is announcing its decision to select Akur Varadarajan as interim chief financial officer. I practiced that name, I have to tell you, a dozen times, and I apologize. But we've selected him as interim chief financial officer of Calbright. The executive committee will now vote on the agreement with Mr. Varadarajan. Under California law, as the board president, I am obligated to orally announce all of the monetary provisions of the agreement and their values. Once I announce the monetary provisions of the agreement and the associated values, we will have board discussion and public comment on this item. Then the executive committee will vote on the agreement. The terms of the interim chief financial officer agreement with Akur, please forgive the informality of that, is a 6-month term beginning on February 9, 2022. a base salary of $268,000 per year, leave rights consistent with other Calbright administrative employees. So with that, is there any trustee discussion? I do not see any hands raised, so I'm going to ask if there's any public comment.
President Haynes, there is no public comment.
Then can I get a motion and a second to approve?
So moved.
Stein moves. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Rawlings second. Would you please call the roll?
Hildegarde Aguinaldo,
Aye.
Tom Epstein.
Aye.
Jolena Grande,
Aye.
Pam Haynes,
Aye.
and Bill Rawlings.
Aye.
Motion carries, President Haynes.
Thank you so much. That concludes our business of the Board of the Executive Committee. And so we can now adjourn, and I want to thank you so much for your time and your participation. Everyone have a wonderful day.